All right, guys, this is the end of the 2014 season. We're now in the playoffs. Congratulations to all the teams that make it to the playoffs. I'm going to go through the top stories here, and we will see all the awards. But just to tell you guys that if you make the playoffs, is a pretty good achievement in this league. The level of competition in this league is very, very, very high. And the new guys, I think one has left already because he got beat up pretty bad, and the other one he's not really here as much. But to all the new people, this league is pretty much a commitment. You know what I'm saying? And it needs, and you have to, if you're going to take this step and you want to exist in this level of competition, you got to stick it out. I heard that that Banksy quit last night, but I see that he's back this morning, and that's another thing. D-Heck left, and it just seems to me that if you're putting so much time and effort and trading and doing all that kind of stuff, why don't you just stick it out? Why would you just leave and force us to go find another person to put in that spot? And then 2 weeks later you show up in the chat and say, any teams open? You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous. If you need to take a break for a couple of games, talk to Avon. Put yourself on auto for a couple of days. Let that pass, because we all get angry after games and get upset and get sad. There's many times it's ruined my day when I've lost. So you just got to get through these losses. That's the reason why we're not in the lobby, so we don't have to deal with people that's just going to quit and all that kind of stuff. I was sad to hear Banks was gone. I really didn't want him to leave, so I'm glad to see him back this morning. And I wish that we could take D-Hack back, but we've got to move on. We've got to move on with that one. All right, let's go. I'm tired of running my mouth. What happened? Arian Foster, AFC Offensive Player of the Week. This is going to lead to bigger awards for him. NFC Offensive Player of the Week was Greg Jennings. Clay Matthews was the NFC Defensive Player of the Week, and Richard Marshall was the AFC Defensive Player of the Week. Congratulations, Fish and Mech, on those. Andy Dalton, Offensive Player of the Year for the NFC. He's been absolutely brilliant. His throw power, the work that Jeff's done on him was outstanding, completely outstanding. So congratulations to him. Arian Foster, the AFC Player of the Year for him. Still not all of his dream season. Sean Merriman, the defensive MVP. Who'd have thought that in real life? But good job, Mech, on that one. Desmond Bishop has earned the NFC defensive MVP honors. Another one for you, Fish. Congratulations. But truly, like a special season for Adrian Foster. He ran the USFL this year with his MVP award. Packers beat the Bears. Washington Redskins, again, I will say, with DB going 16-0 with the Washington Redskins, absolutely phenomenal. This league is hard to win, and to win 16 in a row is ridiculous. So congratulations to him, and I wish he wasn't in my division. I lost to you in overtime. The second time I didn't really play hard, but the first time I played hard, I lost to you over the overtime. So I know I can beat you, but jeez, 16-0, good gracious. Coach of the Year goes to DB, which is completely fitting. 60 touchdowns for Andy Dalton, crazy. Can Peyton Manning do it? I think Peyton Manning should be done. If he comes back, if Peyton Manning comes back, then I'll eat all my words, and then I'll quit the league. I'll throw my controller and quit the league. It's time for him to go. Let's see. All right, let's go into the final standings. This is statistics, because I haven't went through these either, just in case you guys want to see them. In the AFC North, Bengals and Browns and Steelers hung in there over 500 teams. The AFC South was basically just the Texans, everybody else under 500. The AFC East, the Jets and Dolphins were at 500 or above. Muck lost 8 in a row. He had some bad luck there at the end. So sometimes Mutt goes through little phases where he's disinterested in the game, and I think that -8 with 8 losses is definitely an indicator that he's in one of those funks. So, well, just watch out, because he's gonna bring that dude Marvis back next year, and he's gonna be a contender in that division again. AFC West. Chiefs and Raiders were way above everybody else, and I really hope I don't play this division next year in the NFC East. We got the Broncos, Chargers. I can't be down for anything. Yeah, I don't want to play them. NFC North, another tough division. 12-4, 12-4, 9-7 for the Lions. Good job there. Very strong teams. NFC South, Haggy won that one, 10-6 record. Everybody else had over 11 losses. The NFC East, nobody under 500. Under 500. DB and I came up this morning. You know, me and A-Bomb had a crying session in the chat, and I'll tell you why he was crying in a minute. But with these two guys, I will probably never make the playoffs. And it's not that I can't beat those guys. The Cowboys have beat the Giants more in 13, and I know if I concentrate and I work hard, I can beat DB. So it's not the question that I'll never beat them. So I'm not in that funk. I can, but most people can't. So that's going to leave this guy. Strafe notoriously takes 2-3 games off a year and still ends up getting in the playoffs. And if he played, normally, he would be like he was last year, where he notoriously got 1 and 2 losses every year. And we see where DB is doing. He's just getting better and better and just not losing. So if these guys doing this, I would have to compete with Jep, who is going to have like 4 or 5 losses at the most. You know what I'm saying, or something like that. Or it's just going to be tougher for me, for 3 teams to come out of one division when the NFC is as good as it is. So, look at this. Not that one. Look at this. You know what I'm saying? So, it's probably not going to happen. In NFC West, he let Banksy creep up behind him and win the division. So, he's in a little funk this morning about not making the playoffs. So it's just, it's not a good day for those that hadn't got the playoffs, but congratulations to all you who did. Let me do the my predictions for the playoffs and then end this video. Wild card 1's already done. I would have picked the Packers anyway. The Raiders and Chiefs, I'm gonna take Tinu on that one. The Madden All Pro versus Champ, that's gonna be a good game. I wish I could see it. But I would take the Texans on that game in a nail biter, and Giants versus Panthers. I would take the Panthers on that one. With those two teams, it just depends. It depends if Haggy decides to use his triple option, and it depends on if Strafe decides to play hard. Both of them, they'll claim they didn't do this or whatever. So we'll see what happens in that game. And the divisional, through the whole thing, I see the Texans versus the Redskins in the Super Bowl, and I'll give the Super Bowl victory to the Texans. DB's going to pull a Patriot Act. I'm calling it right now. DB Patriot Act. All right, guys. Again, congratulations. Oh, one major thing, we're going to do intake during the playoffs. So the playoffs might not be rushed as fast as they were normally done. But MBB brought their new guys in right before free agency, and I thought that was a brilliant idea. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to bring these new guys in during the playoffs and then let them, contribute to their team in free agency and contribute to their team, in the draft. You know what I'm saying? To put their stamp on the team so they won't, back out or quit or do anything like that. So we got to We got to keep that going, and we got to keep the nonsense out of the league. I think it's pretty much gone. If that person that created all the drama is still in the league, just don't create the drama. I don't care that you're not in the league anymore. I mean, I don't want to get you out or whatever. I just want everybody to be good. I just want everybody to be adult and have fun in this game the best way possible. That's it. I'm not trying to prove no points here. All right, guys. I'll talk to you later, and good luck in these playoffs, and we'll see who the new guys we're going to have in this